little party I went to?
What a track
Diddy
at?
party.
Track
We went to the little private area
I got it.
behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever.
On Instagram, Chrisean Rock recently made headlines after criticizing Yung Miami for selling her to Diddy, so he could use her in his freak-offs. People didn't take the news well and proceeded to drag Miami through the dirt. Shortly after she was exposed by a victim in the ongoing trial who was pretending to be Jane Doe, Miami was Diddy's most lucrative sidekick and top freak-off queen, according to the victim. While she was only receiving roughly $10,000, Jane Doe said that Miami was receiving nearly $250. Zero, which was eventually raised to $500,000. Apart from allegedly becoming enraged with Miami for providing him with prostitutes, like Chrisean, Yung, and aiding him in concealing his misconduct, Diddy also increased Miami's monthly compensation to $500,000. Miami got embroiled in this. Diddy was sued some time ago by Lil Rod, one of the victims of his essay. He only discussed what Miami had done to him in the first declaration, but he then changed it to mention that, based on court records, she had received up to $250,000 in exchange for a variety of crimes, including transporting cocaine across state borders for Diddy. Lil Rod was taken to a Thanksgiving dinner in Miami. When Diddy allegedly put drugs in his drink, he instructed Yung Miami to have her cousin sign him as he enjoyed himself and looked on. Too inebriated to defend himself, Jones claimed that while he was in the restroom, Miami's cousin came and started to assault him verbally and physically, without his consent. As I previously stated, Lee Rod then amended the complaint to include a great deal more unflattering information about Yung Miami. He provided several pictures of Miami and her cousin having a great time that night, claiming that Miami was one of the people who Diddy paid each month to act as his former employees. Additionally, he says she gave Diddy prescription drugs when he needed them, including his infamous pink has been brought up multiple times during his trial. In fact, federal authorities removed it from his hotel room the day he was arrested. He seems to have been planning another freakout for that day, notwithstanding the police declaration that it was outside their purview. Returning to Lil Rod, he said that this pink was once given to Diddy aboard the private flight in Miami. The lawsuit claims that Brendan Paul would be in charge of making sure that staff were paid in cash, while accountant Robin Greenhill would secure cash payments or money transfers for former employees such as Frankie Santalmo and KK, Jade and Daphne Joy, to adolescent Miami residents who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs's former employees. Received a wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, detailing the defendant's continuous illegal activities. The topic of discussion was this TS. Following its public release, there were reports that Diddy was providing Miami as much as $500 each month. They were obviously correct at one point. They even ended their relationship with her since she had reached her breaking point. Do you remember Miami's audacious promise? To have Gina on her knees sipping her urine if she simply called Diddy? I am the mother of this household, so I am in charge of you young women. If not, what would have made her so brave in a never serious conflict?
Put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women. And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now. Do you think that that was really like her telling on herself before she knew things were gonna hit the fan?
No, I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because it's almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Carisha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Carisha, stop, Carisha, please. She likes that. That turns her on. Wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this the saucy Santanas. The whole lot of them. Got sadists. I know a Punisher when I see one. I was a Punisher one time in my life. You know, it takes one to know one. And I used to be hard on, but these, they doing I wouldn't do.
Chrisa. However, read about it online and made the decision to take part as well. Chrisean disclosed that Yung Miami persuaded her to go to Diddy's free performances. In Miami's past, she claimed to have dated Sean often, although she wasn't really sure why until Diddy became involved and she began to piece things together. Then and realized they were trying to convince Miami to join Diddy's free cough gals. In order to get Cone to join them, Diddy and a girl named Carisha actively courted Rock to join them, as you may recall.
Recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what's the girl Carisha was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Because it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Because remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Thought she about to love her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We gonna, this podcast gonna be, because y'all know the mama know everything and everybody's business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Because they kept calling her, remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Carisha. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that baby to be in on this. That makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I gotta have a podcast, because I gotta get the on the table. Ain't nobody get it on the table but my nosy, okay? Tasha K ain't, she over there making up. I know we gonna get to the bottom of on this podcast. Tell me if I'm lying. Go on over there and tell me if I'm lying. I'm telling you, they was trying to recruit that baby. He said, let's get her away from him. Mm-hmm. That's what they was doing. We gonna put a couple pounds of that on her and have her fly. They ain't gonna never suspect her.
Damn, that would make so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he grabbed him and he said, what did he say? He said, do you love her or she needs love? All she needs is love.
All she needs is love.
Ooh.
Now, how about that? We're going to explore all
They found receipts for the items Carissa had been talking about, as well as an old video of Chrisean at one of Diddy's parties, bent over and caressing her face. At first, everyone thought Carissa was trying to utilize her power to distract them from the issue. Given how uncomfortable and confused Chrisean seemed, another video, released in January, showed Cone explaining how Diddy ended the relationship with Baddies Lamu Plumber's executive producer. She said Diddy allowed her and Lamu to enter his hidden room, which was right behind his house. This home was apparently the location of some after a series of private occurrences that many believed to be Lemuel's freakouts. Phone use was banned on the property, and he was not allowed to have his security with him. Chrisean said she grabbed Diddy by the neck as soon as she and Lemu walked into the room to meet him. Since Diddy had underpaid her for her fierceness, at first, when I heard this, I didn't comprehend her, given that Diddy was trying to persuade Chrisean to follow his instructions. Lemuel's underpayment was most likely a ruse to offer Chrisean a sense of security while he was under his care. According to Chrisean, following that day, she and Lamu started fighting, but he also started giving her a lot of money.
Never forget that motherfucking day, bro. So I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150. I'm not going underneath that. Cause what? I'm about to bring a lot to the table. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Sean, and then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck and was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she needs is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till
Cassie and his second victim showed. Diddy's approach thus far has been to convince Kay that she was entitled to more, and that he was the one who would bring it about for her. Jane Doe testified that Diddy used the same strategy to get her while he was in jail. as was previously indicated. As you may recall, Yung Miami knew who Jane Doe was since she had been dating Diddy from 2022 until the federal investigators discovered him. According to Jane Doe, they dated from 2021 until 2024. Jane admitted that she chose to live with Diddy instead of Cassie because he was covering her rent, and had assured her that if she complied with all of his demands, including the freak-offs, she would receive more than $1 a month. Those in Cassie's assertions are identical save for that. Despite her repeated protests that she didn't want to perform any of the job, Diddy effectively gaslighted her by reminding her who was in charge of paying the bills, and threatening to quit if she left. Abruptly, she broke up with him after seeing pictures of him with Yung Miami and Turks. He chose to go to Miami without her. Nevertheless, after she declined to go out with him, she got the side-eye from many because it seemed to imply that Miami approved of the shenanigans, and that she would go out with Diddy as long as the money was coming in. They drew her in this way. If she hadn't been out here purportedly recruiting naive women like Sean, they wouldn't have given a damn. Do you believe that when Yung Miami was supposedly recruiting people for Diddy, they were genuinely wanting to get on? Use the box below to share your thoughts. To see this other pornographic music video, click here. According to someone, hiring Rock would have been disastrous because he wouldn't keep secrets. Another idea is that they ought to go for Natalie and Lemmy next for Diddy. Yung Miami performs this, and for Lemmy, Natalie does the same. The industry is behaving all the overall